Hey, listen, I just want to call out one person.
And I hate myself a lot.
But stuff. You're getting punched in the dick.
There needs to be more Street Shark references.
I say who?
That's funny as hell.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Underqualified and Overcompensated Podcast. I am your swivelly host with the least most, Rhodes.
He's so swivelly.
I said swivelly. To my left, your right, the always beautiful, sitting in his trap DJ dungeon. It's dark yet also blue.
I'm well lit. I have some ambiance behind me.
Your light is great, and then behind you, like I just imagine like a bunch of like weirdos in gas masks with spikes on them to come out with fucking lights and shit.
Little did everyone know.
I have a question.
Yes.
Introduce him, Cody.
Mm-hmm.
That's
the
Rico.
always beautiful, and then
Yes.
that's Rico. Yes.
That's Rico. What is on your shirt?
Don't ask fucking
The
questions.
sexiest-
The goddamn Golden Girls.
Ladies in the world.
Look at this. Look at this. Okay.
Are you
So-
talking shit about B.
No.
Arthur right now?
No. She would kick my ass. right?
Are you talking
She
shit
would.
about me wearing B. Arthur?
No.
B.
I have
Arthur's a
no
goddamn
problem.
war hero.
I like this 80s t-shirt theme. Dude, you're wearing
He
the
was a
Golden
Marine.
Girls. I'm wearing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on my chest. I love the fact that we are just representing the 80s 100%.
I'm wearing a tourist shirt.
Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I
Firth is
honestly don't have
representing-
any 80s memorabilia shirts, and now I feel like I should.
With
No, you should.
with my shirt and Firth's shirt, it's representing my childhood. So
Yes.
I would watch Ninja Turtles in the morning, and then at night, with my grandmother passed away a couple of years ago, we would watch Golden Girls together, and that shit was fire.
So oddly enough, even though our childhoods are spaced apart,
Uh-huh.
I did the same shit. I would watch Ninja Turtles in the morning, and then I would watch Golden Girls and The Nanny with my mother.
Ooh, I can never get to the name.
Oh, wow.
Also,
the name
Fran
was
Dresser up in
awful.
life?
It was awful. It was
Oh, it
bad
was
show.
awful, but I had like an inappropriate crush on her for some odd reason.
mean,
I have
yeah.
no
Well,
idea why.
that's fair. That was the point. That was the
Yeah.
whole point. It was Charles in charge with tits.
Nailed it. That's actually.
Yeah,
I'd watch
I'm
that.
tracking.
You should write show reviews.
I've been thinking about it. Oh, by the way, everybody, because Cody didn't introduce me.
I was
I'm
getting
the power
there.
bottom. Okay, please, Cody, please.
The power bottom can't introduce himself.
No.
No, you
Super
never walk
sad.
in and go, "Hi, I'm the power bottom." No, you can't fucking do that.
I think
Ladies
that's
and
a power
gentlemen, looking
move,
as
though.
fresh as fucking always. For some odd reason, better fucking video quality on a goddamn phone than me. Firth.
Phones have amazing
I'm
video
on
quality.
My iPhone, and it is fantastic. And I cannot.
I
wait.
have a whole computer behind me.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to have the best show of Uno that has ever been put into your ears.
And you wanna
Or
know
eyes.
why?
I don't care how
Because-
you're ingesting it.
I
Oh
have
my
one of
God.
these.
Right? In the pre-show, he brought up that he was drinking Four Loko, and that
So-
blew my... I didn't know they sold it anymore.
I never
How
had
am
one
I
before.
just learning this now? Oh
You
my
didn't think
God.
these still existed?
No, I'm surprised you have a Four Loko.
Rico's
I've never
putting
had
a
one
DoorDash
before.
order right now. He's
Yeah.
putting in an order right now to
I
be
can't.
delivered to him before the end of the Rico, do it. Do it, you coward.
the last time I had 2.5, maybe 3, 4 Locos in one sitting, I
Was that with
lost
Caruso?
15. No, this was before the army. I lost like 10 to 15 pounds the next day in vomit, diarrhea, sweat. There may have been some blood.
So I remember Caruso, like he came in one morning and, or no, it was like a weekend, like we were all hanging out. And we were talking about like our mornings, got up, had coffee, energy drink. He was like, I got up, saw on my counter there was half of a Four Loko, slammed that shit, and now we're golfing. And I was like, you're on a whole nother alcoholic level than me.
That is
That
a
is-
different level right there.
That is
Yeah,
something I
the
won't
man,
go to.
the man would drink himself to sleep and then roam through his house in the morning to see what he drunkenly left throughout, like a hungover fucking Easter egg hunt.
Like a
Nobody
Where's
else does
Waldo
that?
the next day. Yeah.
Yeah, like a drunken Easter egg hunt.
So you're saying I'm the only
Amazing.
one that falls asleep on the couch, wakes up to a glass of bourbon, and just like whatever.
No.
If
So
I
don't
ever
do the- I
drank
don't do
that
that.
much to pass out on my couch, I would do that. Yes.
My couch is super
I-
comfy.
I like to have a conversation with my wife when I'm drunk, and then I wake up the next day, and then she references that conversation, and
That's
then I
rough.
just don't remember. Yeah, I just don't remember having that conversation. That's the best part of alcoholism.
I love getting drunk and making totally unfollowed through sexual advances to my wife throughout the whole night.
I'm sure she's super excited about that.
Yeah, she
Wow.
looks forward to it every time I drink, and then nothing ever happening as it does. So now that we have some people watching, I'm gonna drink this for the first time. You ready?
This
That's
is your first
nuts.
Four
This
Loko?
is my first
so
Four Loko
afraid.
ever. And I will preface this where
Wow.
I don't think this is the caffeine one because it
No.
doesn't show any caffeine in it anymore.
They did change the formula.
They
'cause
did.
People died.
Yes, they did. I remember.
Yes, that's what we talked about.
I
That's
remember
what
being a
original recipe-
teenager and this being a big thing, and then all of a sudden, a couple months
Yeah.
later, I mean, like, they moved it from the energy drink over to alcohol. We're like, what the fuck happened?
Yes, original recipe.
Was
Is
murking
the
kids.
best. Yeah, original recipe for Loco is great, but it will
Yeah.
fucking kill you.
So let's
I'm so excited. I'm so glad I get to be
Oh.
here for this.
with that crack, I think I just heard a frat boy jump off a roof.
You did. You actually heard Satan sing.
Yeah. That smells
Like, you know how
regret.
tomorrow you're going to go and play guitar in your church? It doesn't
Mm.
count anymore.
It smells like regret and
You're going to
shame.
church tonight, and you're going to be praying at the
Yes.
at the toilet bowl.
Yes.
Actually, you know what? If the army could be encapsulated into an alcoholic drink, I feel like it would be a Four Loko.
That's disrespectful, and I agree.
That is disrespectful. You're not incorrect at all.
Yeah, no. Did you try it?
Solid. No. Here we go.
Okay, here we go. Appropriate face.
Yeah, that's an accurate photo.
I
Four Loko
immediately
face.
get watermelon, which is
Okay.
refreshing. I was
Okay,
like, that tastes
great.
good. And then the after part is the alcohol.
Yeah,
Basically,
does
it just takes
still
like they
taste
pushed, like they put Arizona watermelon tea
Uh-huh.
into
Okay.
a Bud Light. That's what it tastes like right now.
So my
So at the
recollection.
tail end, I just get kicked in the fucking tonsils with fucking alcohol, and it's like, hey, remember half a second ago where you tasted really good and you thought it was going to be a good life choice? You're wrong.
Now this
My-
is regret. This is what regret tastes
Yeah,
like.
now my
Like, you
breath,
didn't-
my breath tastes like I just slammed a whole 30-pack of Bud Light.
Unfortunate.
I'm gonna keep drinking this.
You
Yeah,
do
no,
that.
that's fine.
By
That's
the end of the
fine.
show, I'm gonna be the belligerent drunk one. Let's fucking do it.
Hey,
That's like-
that was after
Hey.
the show last week, and I already
That's
apologized
called-
for that.
That's a
You're
callback.
correct, but if anyone wants to, well, I wasn't talking about last week. I may have been talking about like the first 15
That's
episodes
what I
that we
thought
ever
of.
filmed. No, like the first 15 episodes of the show
Those are fun. I actually want to do an episode
where we just
where
all get
we
shit
go
faced.
back to our first
Oh.
like recorded like video episode and just talk shit on it.
Oh God! And see if we're actually better. But would it be
Yeah.
worse if we're watching? We're like, we were funnier.
Oh man, that was so
Yeah.
much better.
I mean, we were in the. Remember, we do it from my barracks room,
Yes.
and we were.
You were so pissed.
Oh my god, because people would just like come in and
You
act
let
like
them. Actually, no
assholes.
correction. You wouldn't let them in.
No.
Drunk Rico would let them in.
Correct.
Mildly getting to drunk
No.
intoxicated.
No,
No.
You would
Okay,
let
so
them
he-
in, and I'd be like,
so
no,
drunk
you're
Rico
not
would
let
show up
in.
at the end of the show, but mildly intoxicated, already pre-gamed Rico would 100% let them in.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
all of these are facts.
Yes,
if
because
you're
me and First
not-
were like,
if
let's have
you're
a
new-
conversation. You're like, let's have 5 more drunk guys come in.
if you're a new viewer or a listener to our show, go back and listen
Go
to
back
like
to the
or
Barracks
watch,
episodes.
and oh, they're rough. Go back like 2 years, and
Oh.
it's rough to
They're
get
beautiful,
through. Like
honestly.
Oh.
They're fantastic. We had a naked man on a bed
did.
behind us.
I got talked to by my commander about that.
Did you
Did
really?
Yes,
We weren't chatting.
yes, I did.
We didn't know that. You got yelled at.
Yeah.
So-
no, I didn't get yelled
but-
at. I was.
But they were all
asked about
passing
it.
along the entire
was
command
not
group.
naked.
Yes.
Yeah, they were.
He was not naked. He pulled his underwear up, and then he put the wrestling belt over his
So the
crotch.
question was,
just
hey,
like
was
Shawn
Vickers
Michaels.
naked on your bed?
Shawn Michaels posed for Playgirl in the same
Makes sense.
positions, and he put the wrestling belt over his penis, and that's what Vickers decided to try to
Yes.
do.
So
Old
I
friend of
want
the
to
show.
recreate that energy. We've talked about it on the show before.
What are you gonna
Hopefully
do?
here, coming up either at the end of October or in November, we can hopefully all come together for an Irreverent Warriors Silky hike, and we're going to do an episode from wherever we happen to be located.
It'd be
more
so
than
fun.
likely in the hotel room.
It'd
do
be
an
so fun.
episode. It's going to be fucking epic. It's going to be an afternoon episode or like
Yeah.
morning
It'll
episode,
be a
depending on
special
when we
episode.
link up. But either way,
Well,
it'll be special,
yeah,
so we'll
if you
all in
want to
one
watch us
place.
live, watch
yeah.
us live, and then listen to the podcast if you can't.
Well, the
catch us
hike
live.
starts at
That's
like
all.
9:30, well, like 10 o'clock in the morning, and
Okay.
then goes until like 8, 9 o'clock at night, and then usually people go off and fuck around that night. So we'd have to figure out when we want to record, but yeah, it would be great.
It'd be
Ranger
super fun.
panties, talking together, it would be fucking awesome.
That'd
Yeah,
be super
I'll
fun.
bring the whole computer setup that we were going to hook it up in the hotel.
That's
We'll just do it from a phone.
Or
That's
we
the
can do it
crazy
from a
thing.
phone and have better video quality.
I'm doing it from my phone right now. That
You've
crazy
never
thing
looked
about
better.
texting is the three of us agreed. The three of us are in the same state, and we're so far away from each other. That's so insane.
Yeah, when I tell
Right?
people that like me and Rico were going to Bliss and Hood, they're like, "Oh, you're gonna be in the same state." I was like, "Yeah, 8 hours
Yeah.
away."
We're so far away.
I think Australia is smaller.
Yeah, I was like, I was
I
6
actually-
hours from my parents when I lived in Utah, and I only went back once a month.
Fort Hood, by the way, soon.
Huh?
I'm
Are
coming
you?
to Fort Hood. Yeah,
For what?
for training.
Oh.
For what training?
A master driver?
Oh, I was about to say, I was like, is it medical
Fancy.
master gunner starting on the 27th? Because that's what I'm in.
No, because that would be
God
fucking
damn it.
rad. No. I'm just going to master. I'm going to be the master driver for my company.
Hell
So-
Well, let
I'm
me
gonna
know.
be in
We
Hood.
have a room
Oh.
for you.
Oh, I am fully tracking.
Me and Firth are gonna do an episode together.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, golden.
Oh, what was that sound?
Iced tea.
Liar!
Could be spread out in Alaska. My, as she said about when we all meet up at the IW Silky's hike.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Firth can meet our demons, our small
Yeah, that's
blonde
right.
hair,
There's
blue-eyed
kids there.
demons running around the house.
That's right. That's right. There's little Nazi children running around.
My children, no,
They're
he's
not
correct.
Nazis.
They're not Nazis. They're
Not
just a
Nazis.
Nazi's wet dream.
They are what the Nazis wanted Europe to look
Yeah,
like.
my
Okay.
children
I don't know where
are.
to go with
Hair.
that, so just in case. Who says Nazis' wet dream?
Because, yeah. When
Seen them?
when Hitler was
Have you
talking
seen them?
about the future of Nazis and the German race,
Yeah.
he could have just showed a picture of Ray. He could have
Yeah.
showed a picture of my daughter and been like, "This,
This is what we want.
Ramball's on the
This is
same
what
page
we
as
want.
me.
hit the button." So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been kind of a weird fucking week in the
It
news.
has.
And I only say weird because it's the same, turmoil and death and bullshit. But the pure irony and just spit take potential that this week
And
has
spit take.
produced with
Yep.
with the government saying one thing and then the universe is coming back and saying you're a fucking idiot. It's fantastic. So with that, I'm gonna lead you to our designated news correspondent.
Okay.
Political correspondent is the way
Political
that I like to be
correspondent.
referenced. Yes.
Yeah, our political shit poster first.
Yes. So what I would like to talk about in the meantime is AOC.
Huge fan of the show.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
she
she
can't.
writes
doesn't
in
miss-
all the
She
time.
is the first lady of
She-
Uno.
She
Oh, God.
doesn't miss an episode. First of all, bite your fucking tongue.
First of all, watch
So
your mouth.
she is a representative of the state of New York. If if you didn't know, she really likes attention. Like before she even
Loves
got into office, really likes attention. I don't know if y'all remember this,
She
but
also
before
really
she
likes
moved to
you to know that
Washington-
she used to be a bartender.
Yes, she was a bartender. She is an economics major, I think from Boston University, which is fine. Boston University told me no, thank you, but they told her yes, please, and they made just.
Did you
the
get turned
best
down from
decision.
Boston University?
Yeah, that was my.
It was probably because there were
like,
too
no,
many
no,
white
thank
people
you.
trying to get
It
into Boston
probably is.
University.
Probably is.
Yeah,
They're
like,
we
we have a
brown-
quota for white people from
Yeah.
Jersey. We can only let so many people in.
But you know what we need? We need a brown bartender from New York.
Puerto
Nailed
Rican
it,
from New York.
BU. Yeah, exactly, exactly. They got what they needed. So
I went to
instead
MIT.
of
I feel
me-
already buzzed. What is in this shit?
Exactly. This is what you get for drinking a Four Loko. Oh,
You're
your
right.
night
I didn't
right
have
now,
high hopes for it. I didn't
Your
feel like I
night-
was going to
You've
drink
ever
this and
made.
then win the
You-
Nobel Prize.
You don't know what's going to happen from now on. Like
No.
you could wake up with a murdered family. You could wake up with like a Chris Benoit house.
Yeah.
Let's
push
talk
the
to our
button.
lawyer real quick. Okay, we're past the time.
Or-
frame
Yes. Or you could wake up and just your wife is just like, I've never had a night like that before.
So
she
it
could just
could
be
either
exhausted.
turn from murder to
Oh
ecstasy.
yes. That's what you get for drinking Four Loko.
You know what? I'm okay with the possibilities.
No, drink it. Chug
I-
that shit.
I have to out of principle. I'm trying to drink this as fast as I can so I can just go get a fucking Angry Orchard and drink what I like.
So here's what I want you to do. I want you to drink it and then do the old school army thing and like hang it above your head and just be like, oh, there's no
Ooh.
more. There's no more. I want you to do that.
And
I
don't
want
worry.
to know that shit is empty.
I know you're thinking to yourself, I might ruin my amazing headset. Just pick a color. I have mics to send you.
See? See?
It's not
We've
the
got
mic
you
that's the
covered.
problem. It's not the mic the problem. It's the cord because children.
Yeah.
But so
you just need an
AOC.
XLR card? Oh my god.
Yeah. So AOC, as you were saying,
Yes. So AOC, who is associated with Boston University, by the way, just making sure we
Didn't
all know that.
at all.
As
she went to Boston
Yeah, she went to BU.
University.
She got an economics degree,
Okay.
and then she you know, as she likes to say, she's a bartender from New York and blah 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 blah.
So she's originally from New York, went to Boston
If you
University, came
remember,
back.
if you remember when she first got her representative job and she was voted in, she was like, "I need a GoFundMe because I can't afford to go and live in DC." Do you all remember this? She was like, DC prices are crazy. As someone who lived in DC, agreed. DC prices are crazy. And she was
Especially
like,
when
"Hey,
you're
I
just
need an
starting off
advance."
as a representative and you haven't been paid yet.
100%. 1,000%. I completely understood where she's coming from. And she was like, I don't make enough money to live in DC. First of all, you're a representative. You shouldn't live in DC. You don't need an apartment in DC, right? Because you're representing the people of this place in New York.
Wait, I
You should
thought
be
that was my
probably
ticket
living-
out.
No.
So sadly, that real quick, that is a discrepancy with it. Like as a representative, you shouldn't have to, but because they're
Nope.
constantly called into meetings and hearings all the time, they need to.
She
Or am
lives
I
in
thinking
New
of
York,
senators?
Cody. She
Environmentally
lives in New
responsible.
York. No. They
That's it.
both do.
So
but
I'm
she
correct.
lives in New York.
So she could
She's
commute to
Wyoming.
DC easily.
Okay.
I'm from the West Coast. I don't know.
She can easily jump on a train from New York City to
That's what
Washington,
Biden
D.C. and be there in 45. Oh, he loves it. All he
Loves
wants to
the
talk
train.
about is Amtrak. He loves
Did he go
Amtrak.
from Delaware
When
down
he
to
was-
DC all the time?
First of all, I think it's up. Is it down? I don't know.
Delaware
I lived in
is
Germany.
It's
It's down.
adjacent. Let's go with
Yeah,
adjacent.
sure. Yeah. He moved over. Let's
I'm
just
from
say over.
Idaho. Anything
Um,
fucking west of Colorado doesn't exist to me.
Yes, he made a big deal. He's like, I would jump on Amtrak and I'd get on the train, and that's I'm Joe Biden. I'm a
Because he's a
blue
normal
collar
person.
guy.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure he
Joe-
talked to people that didn't exist. They were stories.
Joe Biden still talks to people who don't
No.
exist. Okay.
Joe Biden is a normal person, just like
Joe
the blue
Biden-
collar that makes $1 million a year. He's a normal person.
Yes. Even though his salary is only like
President-
$350.
Yeah.
He is president. He is president of the United States of America.
POTUS says it, they
and
might say.
anyway, so yes, Joe
Anyway,
Biden
so
would
she's
take
a
the
normal, everyday person. Went
She's
to
just
college,
an everyday-
couldn't find a job afterwards, so she became a
What's-
bartender, and then she became a representative.
train from Afterman. I'm just an everyday something normal guy.
Yeah.
With you.
You all know the Afro Man song.
Yeah, I got it.
And so that's what she was doing. She was like, I'm for the people. I'm a socialist. Take all the money from the rich people, give them
Tax
to
the
all the
rich.
people who
She
don't
worked
have
with
money.
Bernie Sanders campaigns quite a bit.
Exactly. Like she was all about redistribution of money.
For
Does
people that aren't
anyone-
AOC's biggest fans, we know a lot about AOC. Please continue.
Yeah, no.
She's the first lady
She-
Luno.
She made herself so in the. She saw a camera, and I don't care what was happening. She just grabbed it and put it in her face, and she was like, "Tax the rich, motherfuckers!"
Well,
You know,
and she's
like, that's
pretty, so
what
they
she
would just
said.
automatically gravitate
Whoa.
towards her.
She
She
is
was
a
just
person
loud.
first.
She is.
Yeah,
no,
she's a loud,
I mean,
obnoxious person.
she's
But
loud.
either way.
She's loud.
Yeah.
She's loud. Okay. So this is how she started her campaign, right?
And Rico, she's a politician. Is she a
I'm
person?
amongst the people. I'm for the people.
Uh-huh.
I want to take money from rich people who aren't paying their fair share, as the left absolutely loves to say. They don't know what that means.
They don't even know what
and-
rich means, but that's fine.
They-
That's
they
another
don't.
conversation.
I doubt they can even spell it. So that's how this person became in office.
Mhm.
This wonderful individual this past week decided to go to the Met Gala, which
Yes.
I believe is
That's a very
30,000
affordable event to go to, right?
It's not. It's
It's not?
probably one of the wealthiest things. I think it's $30,000
So like 200 a
ticket.
ticket? 200 a ticket?
No.
I think I
200.
don't know.
That's what I paid
I-
for Monster Jam tickets coming up in October.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
And the thing is,
$1,000 a
Rico, the
ticket.
thing is,
$1,000.
the thing is, Rico, you
Mhm.
paid for the whole seat. You're only going to need the edge of it, right? So you paid for that whole seat, and all you need to do, you just need the edge of it. It's advertised.
As they say.
Is it-
So what? The tickets
Is
were
it,
like a
is it
couple
this
thousand?
Sunday?
It's definitely on a Sunday.
Of
It's
course
an
it is. Oh, I love the fact they don't care. They don't go away from what they started with. They're like, come see Bigfoot. Come see Grave Digger.
Hey, do you want to see
right?
the same 6 trucks that we've had for the past 25 years?
I don't
They
care.
have upped their
It's
game.
still
There's
fun.
more trucks.
It's
Oh, they have.
fun.
I've
Oh.
gone to Monster Jam. I had earplugs the whole fucking time because that shit will rupture a goddamn eardrum.
I'm just gonna claim it.
Yeah. Because as a
Now you're on my
16-year-old going to Monster Jam, I was like, I'm a fucking man. I don't need eardrums. And I took them out as like they were just fucking going for it. And I
Yep.
took them out. I was like, nope, that's a bad life choice. Going right back
That's
in.
loud.
Yeah, and that's coming from a 16-year-old who, one, grew up with a father who was in a band, standing right next to speakers his whole life. And also, like,
So,
I was a teenager. Speakers as loud as possible.
Why is
you're
it
a
distracting?
teenager.
Cranball?
You know nothing.
Well, yeah. I didn't know how sound worked in a stadium.
Hit
anyway,
us.
So
What?
she
Give
she
me
went to
more
the Met Gala
AOC.
for a few
This
$1,000s a ticket,
woman-
right?
This woman decides to show up to a, let's say, $30,000, right?
Yes, 30
Oh,
to
let's just
35
say
is the
$30,000.
reports I've seen.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
$30,000. It's a very expensive ticket. It is.
For a
It is
ticket.
the
not a
end all
donation.
be all.
A
of-
ticket.
No, she's going to the Met Gala, and let's say
Which
it's
is an art
$30,000, and she
It's
shows
not a
up.
fundraiser, ladies and gentlemen.
No,
It's
It is a
an art
fundraiser.
show. Is it a
It is a
fundraiser? What were they
it
raising
is.
money
It's
for?
putting money into the pockets of wealthy people.
Oh, That's not a
Also
fundraiser.
funds.
I think it's.
Hold on.
I think. No, look it
I want
up.
to figure it out.
It's
Yeah, I
definitely
want
a
to figure it out.
fundraiser.
So-
the
Met
problem
Gala,
is, well, you keep going, and I'll interject if you don't hit
Yeah.
that point. So
it's
keep
a
going.
fundraiser for the Museum
correct me.
Costume Institute.
The Costume Institute. How many
The-
times have we
which
heard
serves
that?
as the
That's
museum's fashion
probably-
department, is the only department in the museum that must fund itself.
That's probably the first time you've ever heard about the Costume Institute or
There
whatever
are
the
children
fuck it's
in
called.
Ghana who can't get water, and they're raising money for a costume. Okay.
Anyway, so this,
Pageantry is
So
this
she went to this
self-proclaimed-
$30,000 a ticket event. How much was her dress?
I don't know. Let's talk about her dress. So all I know is that at the least it's a $30,000 ticket event, and then this elected official, and I'm choosing my words incredibly careful right now.
I mean, she was an elected
She
official,
was.
so you're correct.
Incredibly
Got the
careful
glass
right
on.
now. Okay.
We need we have a
She
glass
shows
quota.
up. She shows up. Thank you, Rico. She shows up in a white dress that
Mhm.
says tax the rich. And she's showing it off, and everybody's loving it and applauding it. And I am losing my goddamn mind because I was like, she's talking about you. She wants to take your money. And they're just like, you're so brave. You're such a brave woman.
As she paid $30,000 to go, and she's wearing a couple $1,000 dress.
You think
she probably didn't pay for that dress?
No
she
one
couldn't
paid
have
for
used
that.
funds.
She didn't pay for anything. She can't pay. She cannot use donations for that. She cannot.
No, she cannot.
Yeah, she
the
didn't
only
use
thing
funds
she could use donations
and she
for.
shows up in this tax the rich dress, thinking she's so fucking smart. Because guess what? There's this one singer who shows up in like MAGA dresses, right? In the Grammys or something, and she shows up and she's making a statement. She's like, "Hey, all of Hollywood hates Trump. I don't mind Trump. I'm going to show up in a MAGA dress," and everybody gives her attention. And so she went, "Hey, I like attention too." And so she showed up in a white dress with red "Tax the Rich" on it, and everyone's just applauding her because she's a fucking hero. Guess what? She's not a fucking hero. She is the core politician, and she's young, and that's terrifying. Like she is a young Nancy. She is because Nancy Pelosi. Like, have you ever seen The Mummy with Brandon Fraser?
Yes, it's one of my favorite movies.
Did you know that starred?
So this is the dress that she wore.
Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah. So this is the dress. Tax the rich. I could not find the price that she paid for the dress.
She didn't pay for the dress.
No, so it was probably donated by a very prominent maker. Her last name is James, as I read through the article. She was a dress designer that originally started doing flea markets in New York. But she's also the creator of the 15% Project, which is taxing the high 15%. So yeah, that's the dress. Looks like a very nice dress.
Wonderful.
It's a very nice dress. She looks very pretty in it.
Yeah.
But
also, like the irony. So as I mentioned earlier, the pure irony of paying $30,000 to an event. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I make that much in a year.
I make that much.
I make a little bit more. So my base pay is $36,000 a year, right?
You can look it up. Honestly,
mine is $36,000 a year, and that's without.
You can look at the
BAH.
three of our salary. It's public information.
Yeah, that's without BAH, $36,000. So she paid my salary in a year to go to a gala, which raised, by the way, $132 million for their costume fund.
Great. Great. I'm glad the costumes have a
$132
fund.
million.
And I want someone in the comments to just be like, "This is why the costumes need this fund. This is
do we
why
have anybody on
this is
YouTube
important."
watching? We've got 2 on YouTube watching.
I'm one of them.
Okay.
Show me your liberal snowflake feelings, YouTube.
It's just, it's the irony that no one sees the irony. Like, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm not just shitting on liberals because as a somewhat libertarian conservative, I can recognize the irony on the other side of the aisle too when it happens, which it does happen quite often, and just as often as it does on the liberal side. It's super fun watching Fox News. I don't know how many times like I'll just turn to like my little screen while I'm cooking and being like, "Did you hear yourself say what you said?"
I feel like the COVID vaccine has turned you into a leftist.
I've always been a little left. Let's be honest here. I've always been a little left.
The Four Loko.
It's the Four Loko. The Four Loko made me liberal.
You're tasting the socialism right now.
The Four Loko made me vote for Biden. The White Claw made you vote for Chad.
It's not because I liked Biden. It's because I didn't want Trump. Whore.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you said
Ramball brings up a good point in the chat.
Brain dead.
I use that word all the time.
Not to
You're gonna
detract
get it, like,
from the AOC conversation. This reminds me of something I did in the back of an LT's truck recently.
Recently? Just not taxing the poor?
Has anyone considered just not taxing the poor? And as I'm sitting in this LT's
so
truck
poor, what are we
on the
talking
way
about?
back,
Under 50,000?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
You're derailing me, my guy.
Oh, I'm sorry. You continue. You're in the back of a truck with an LT.
He's driving, and I'm in the back of
Oh.
the truck, and
He's driving?
I see our POTUS posting about taxing the wealthy more. Obviously, tax the rich, basically.
Their fair share, brother.
So
They need to pay their fair share.
I tweeted, and this is a very one-sided view. I'd like to get your thoughts on it. I don't think service members should pay taxes at all.
Agreed.
You're kidding me. Is it because we're paid in other people's taxes and stuff?
We've had this conversation. We pay taxes
It's
with the
double
money
taxation.
that is paid to us
Yes.
by taxes.
Yes. Everybody's on the same page here.
So basically,
This doesn't make sense.
I'm paying myself.
Yes.
So when anyone says, and this is police officers, fire departments, this is anyone who is a civil service
Anyone who's
paid by the
through
state or the
taxes.
government,
Yes.
this is the same thing. Anyone that's like, I pay your taxes. Bitch, I pay my own taxes.
Yeah,
they take a cut of my shit to pay me.
If anyone ever comes to me and says, "Bitch, I pay your taxes," I will hit them in the face and go, "No, you don't. I do." Okay?
Yeah.
I do.
Guess what? I pay my
own
taxes.
tax.
I pay my
salary.
own pay. Yeah,
I
I pay
pay
my
into
own
it.
salary, and I also pay for your EBT card. I'm paying for a dual purpose.
I also pay for your fucking ignorant child who's sitting there going, "Oh, I wanted to major in basket weaving in whatever fucking liberal arts university
Don't you
went
dare
to,
come at
and
underwater
they're
basket
fucking-
weaving.
I don't give a shit. You're a
We
piece
are
of shit.
doing underqualified
Alright?
and over basket weave shortly, so let's not shit on.
No, we don't have that. We don't have that show yet. All right. Yes. Once we
Underwater
do,
basket
I'll lay
weaving
off.
and overcompensated.
Paying you for that.
I agree with you, Randall, that honestly, so the reason why I said what does qualify the rich, because I watched a video recently that laid this out very well. You know, people say, let's tax the rich. And he was for the taxing the rich because he explained what that really means. Because people think over $1 million earning, that's the rich. That's not the rich. Because the gap between, like, let's say Jeff Bezos and the rest of, like, the high 1%, like, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, like, Bill Gates, they're not even the 1%. They're 0.0001% of the 1%. And so when they're talking about taxing the rich, they're talking about the people that make over like $100 million a year, not people that make $1 million with a local business that do well, or even they have a similar popular business that do well. They're not talking about those people. They're not talking about the $1 million income people. They're talking about the multiple hundreds of millions of dollars people that make a profit. Those are the ones that taxation, because they don't pay an appropriate amount. Now, also, on the other hand, Amazon, I think, recently has done the right thing. And even though you can say that they don't pay well enough in taxes, they are doing the right thing in bringing certain perks to their workers by paying for school and stuff like that. I think that is a fantastic thing that Amazon's doing. And I commend Amazon for doing it. I don't know what political and or financial means that they're trying to achieve by doing this. Whatever brownie points they're trying to get, but I think that's fantastic, and I think more companies should do it. And because Amazon did it, they are going to do it more. Now they are making millions now. I don't know what that meant, because I was rambling. It's the Four Loko.
Yeah, I feel like you're going someplace real fast. You're on a Four Loko train or a crazy train, depending on.
Am I not making sense, or is it the preference of the fact that I'm drinking the Four Loko that you already are assuming I don't make sense? Because I'm not intoxicated yet.
No, you won't feel intoxicated.
I'm a little
You
warm.
won't know you're Four Loko intoxicated.
I'm a little warm
until you're Four Loko
until I'm asleep.
until you're ripping that guitar off the wall and trying to
at
see
2 in the morning and just
how many licks it takes to get to the center of that Tootsie Pop.
Yeah, just wrecking some Stairway to Heaven at 2 in the morning. But that is the thing with the tax the rich. It's I don't think that the people who are the rich are paying their well share. Also, on the capitalist side, just because you make a shit ton of money and you have a very prosperous business doesn't necessarily mean you should pay more. But the people who are making hundreds of millions of dollars, I don't think are paying an appropriate amount of taxes. And partially that's because they know the loopholes and they can pay for the lawyers to do the loopholes to make it to where they don't pay more. But also, to me, Rich
And
is making $1 million a year. That is actually, to me,
problem
Rich
with
is
that,
making
though.
$200,000 a year. If you make $200,000 to me, you're fucking loaded.
So what's the validity of going back a few years, more than a few probably, where businesses gave almost like 50% of their profits, roughly, to taxes? Now, obviously, we pulled away from that, and we're at a space where these businesses, these people that are in the top upper crust of the tax brackets, they're paying significantly less through different. I don't know, loopholes. I would say smart decisions.
I mean,
Yeah,
they are smart
I would say the
decisions,
same
but
thing.
it would be the relative difference between registering your company as an LLC versus an LLW, right? Or an LLP. Like that is like the legalese that could be the difference between how much taxes you pay or how much legal structure you're falling under. I wish that our Uno lawyer was on here so we could ask him, but he's also
today.
Yeah, he's also not a financial lawyer, so I don't know how much help he would have. The multimillionaire
I don't
used
have enough time
loopholes
for
to
that.
bypass by using philanthropy for other charities to reduce their tax, and in the long run,
Absolutely.
end up making more money. Also, when the rich get taxed,
Yes.
they always raise the tax on everybody for a reason. Also, the government just loves to overspend.
Yes.
All
Not
that
a
is
single
trillions have
part
we
of that
just
sentence was
printed
incorrect.
alone this year, and it's only fucking September?
Oh, the amount of money we're printing. I still, even though Firth on this show has tried to explain to me why, and Rico both, why overprinting is dangerous, I still don't understand it.
Because you lower the value.
You'll see.
Of
You'll
each
see
unit.
real soon.
But it's paper.
You'll see, Cody. You will see very
No.
soon.
I'm not saying it's not
Joe
a thing.
Biden is.
I'm just saying that I don't
He is
understand it.
destroying our economy. He is
And I don't deny that.
destroying it. Okay,
And I don't deny
but do
that,
you
but I
understand?
just
Do you
don't
understand
understand.
why? Exactly.
Because
he
he's
is saying-
overprinting.
He is saying that the government is about to spend more money than what we have. We do not have that money. And so we're just going to print the money. This is exactly what happened in Germany when you would go to and you pay, like in Germany between World War I and World War II, when they were like, oh, I want a loaf of bread. And they're like, great, it's 12,000 Deutschmark, because money was worthless. And they needed to figure out what something was worth. Now,
Yes,
I'm not
I
saying that that's
understand it.
exactly
I
what's going to
understand
happen
the
to the dollar,
concept.
but the money does not exist yet. And Joe Biden is trying to spend it.
Yes, I understand that. I
You
understand the
understand that?
concept of it, of overprinting, and it demerits the value. It's just like the reason why the De Beers Diamond Company actually has 90% of the diamonds. They just hold it in a vault to actually make the diamond price go up.
Yeah.
It's not that diamonds are
So
scarce.
that's the
They
opposite
actually
scenario.
have it all.
That's the opposite scenario.
No, I'm saying
that's limiting.
Sure.
No, I'm saying so
that's
that
limiting the product in order to increase the value.
yes,
Instead,
that's what I'm saying. I understand the concept of oversaturation makes a value if something goes down. That's why I use that example.
This is
your
oversaturation.
oversaturation. Yes.
Welcome to the show, Pills and Ibiza.
Pills and Ibiza, that is actually our entire brand.
That's the elevator pitch.
Yeah, that's
we have never claimed to know what the fuck we're talking about.
Share,
this
like,
is supposed to
subscribe.
be entertaining, and also so you can giggle, but also you're going to learn a little bit. Because by hearing three imbeciles talk, you're going to be able to form an opinion, hopefully structured.
Me.
Yeah. Wait,
Wait,
I
what?
thought you said including me. I was like, 3 idiots and including you?
No, dummy. You two and then me.
I'm drinking Four Loco.
Yeah,
But
I know.
October
understand
roads,
that-
right?
I understand the concept of over.
It's
Yeah.
so low.
Yeah, I understand the concept of oversaturation in the economy with obviously printing more than we have. My point is that not understanding it is how a country could be in debt. But I understand
Not
borrowing
understanding
money
it.
and then overprinting and then but something to where basically it's an infinite thing. Like you can just print money.
That's
Yes.
the wrong way to think about it, though.
Well, yes,
You-
and I understand
you
that. I'm
can.
with you. I'm not saying that we should change how it works. I'm just saying that we're applying value to something that doesn't have value, and that's how we're in debt. But also,
So
I understand
our
that is the
dollar-
way that things work, and so that by Biden printing more money, it's making our dollar go down, which is then making us more in debt.
Conversation I was planning on having tonight, but our dollar.
Well, you don't
is
have
the
to
wor-
over-explain
is the
it. We don't have to over-explain it to me. I understand the whole thing. I'm using
We can discuss that offline.
Yeah.
I'm using dumb math basically. I'm just saying that.
If you would like, we're gonna have a TED talk. All right.
Yeah,
We're gonna have an Uno talk.
We're gonna
all right.
tryly get-
Welcome
we're
to
gonna-
my
we're gonna-
Uno talk.
We're gonna.
you know what? Pills and
I
Ibiza.
put that up.
I don't appreciate the shade that you've thrown
Ooh,
upon
I don't know
us.
if I like Four Locos Roads, Four Roadcos.
I love that. You know what? Fuck it. Pills and
Change your name to
Ibiza.
Four
I'm
Roadkos.
sure you are a great person, and I'm sure you are a lovely individual. But also, I'm gonna need you to calm yourself down. Rico thought I
Also-
was gonna tell you to go fuck yourself, but I won't.
Also, check out our new Amazon associate links, where if you're looking to do a show like ours, you can find equipment.
Yes. No, we always like comments and your opinions. Your opinions are yours, and I'll never shit upon them. And also, I agree with you because I meet countless individuals throughout the day, driving, walking around on post, that I go, how in the fucking possibility of life are you as an equal intelligence of me? And I'm a fucking idiot. So if I think you're a fucking idiot, there's an issue.
So he's not.
It looked like you
fucking
had
idiot.
something to say.
So first
Continue.
of all, Cody's
Four
not
Loko.
a fucking idiot. We are
No.
all. The three of us are in right?
Quasi-intelligent
That's the whole-
individuals.
The whole idea of us coming together for this podcast is because we talked about this shit and we were like, hey, let's
Drink
put it
some
up on the
for
internet.
her on bed.
Because guess what? A lot of you think the same way, right?
Yeah.
And if you
We are the
listen
number
to,
one podcast over Joe
We're the-
Rogan.
we're not the number one podcast on the internet for no reason.
Yeah.
We're
Number
the
one
number
And,
one podcast
you know, the number
on the
two
internet.
podcast, Joe Rogan's podcast, he agrees that he is also an idiot. And we share that space. And we're the number one. So, can't be wrong.
Let me ask you guys a question. All right.
Yes.
Bear with
Yes,
me. Bear
Rico.
with me. Let me ask you a
No,
question.
I
please.
apologize. I'm taking
Please.
this off range. I was super excited for this today. Just to start off.
You know what? Hey, Rico,
And my
do you have-
ADHD brain has been intense today.
Do
So
you
I
have control
apologize.
That's
over
okay.
this?
I just have a
Rico?
question for you. Huh?
There's
Rico,
no
do you
control
have
over this.
control over this?
Yeah.
Mute Cody for like 4 minutes.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, we'll just. All right. So my question, and
Listen here, you fuckers.
you're not the host
That's
today
fine.
anymore. Nope.
Go ahead.
Listen here.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
That's we give
Go
people
ahead.
seizures.
Go ahead.
All right. So
Go ahead, Rico. Go ahead.
I apologize.
if you're just watching this show for the first time, we hear a quick elevator pitch. We are 3 Army active duty medics, so we are looking at news like what's going on in the world this week, and we are just viewing it with maybe a different view that people outside of the military might have. So let me ask you guys a question and see if you can break it down for me. Let's say I got a specialist. Right? And he talks to all of his specialists, right? And he
Fuck,
says,
now I'm on the
For the
board.
civilians,
Jesus Christ. Roger.
no, wait
Civilian
to
specialist is
explain.
like-
Wait to explain.
Yeah.
Wait to
Yeah.
explain.
You're right,
listening,
you're right,
the
you're right,
specialist
you're right.
is like 4th in rank from our
Okay,
lowest
that's
person, so-
less important. Hold on, I'm going to mute
Continue.
you.
Please continue.
Go for it.
Can't mute me. Immutable.
So I've got a specialist, right? A specialist is for roads is an enlisted soldier, and he talks to all of his specialist buddies. Those in the know would call it the E4 Mafia, and he says, "Don't do anything that LT says. Just don't do it." What do you think would happen to that specialist? An LT is a commissioned officer, lieutenant, and the enlisted soldier is a much significantly lower rank. What would happen to that individual if he said, "Don't do anything this officer tells you to do"?
And he told that to a private, you said?
No. This is a hypothetical, right?
Yeah.
This is a hypothetical specialist telling the E4 Mafia, don't listen to or do anything that LT says. What would happen to that dude?
Someone like myself would end up smashing some yams, as a prior first sergeant of ours would have said.
Okay. That's a valid response. Now let's magnify that a bit. What if you are a general, and you go ahead and you
That's a lot of power.
yeah, you're a general, but you say the highest civilian POTUS, if you will, don't listen to anything he's saying, and also I need to make some calls allegedly according to a book. And, say, hey,
I now know where
we're
you're
not,
going with this.
We're not going to attack you. We're totally fine. This is a conversation between me and you, allegedly, according to a book. He hasn't addressed it.
I love this.
I love this
Go on.
political sidestepping that you're doing. Please continue.
You're doing it really well. Actually.
You're doing it
I
better
think,
than me.
Yeah.
Let's not discuss the general to POTUS level. Let's talk about first, and branch maybe, a lower enlisted individual to a first tier commissioned officer.
Okay.
What do you think?
Of saying, like, don't listen to this other person of other greater power?
Yes, don't listen to this person that's clearly in charge, and don't do.
I mean,
anything he
it
says.
then makes the people lower than them.
Why are there two roses now? That Four Loko fucked you up, dude.
I didn't do any of that. That was weird.
You were
I was
hacked
saying,
by
so
pills in
that-
Ibiza.
I did. So that would then take away all the authority that person would have. I mean, it's just
But-
like the same thing. So as leaders, right, as
Uh-huh.
NCOs, we're basically like middle managers of the military.
Mhm.
We
We're
we
advisors,
always strive
and,
not to talk shit about another NCO in front of the junior enlisted, because when you do that, you
yes.
take even if you hate that person. There was one individual that we may or may not have mentioned in the early episodes of this show.
I just want to
that-
call out one person.
Oh, that
There was
sounds
one
great.
individual that none
Are
of
we
us
all on the
like.
same page with that?
Yeah, that may or may not have been in charge of 2 of the 3 individuals on this show.
Was it?
And
in
even
charge?
though we may have talked shit to about him,
He was Rico.
yeah, he was terrible.
but
But even though he was terrible, and 2
Ramball
of
is
us
tracking.
worked under them, right? Myself, never working under him and or with him until I did work with him and realized he is a fucking idiot. When a new
we
person
don't
would
need
come
to go
in,
into the specifics on this
no,
individual
no.
because this was
No.
a hypothetical.
yes, it's a hypothetical. He was a fucking idiot. When someone new would come in and they would ask me about anyone in the platoon, I wouldn't tell them my opinion, because my opinion is mine. It's upon my own instincts and things, just like as if someone was to ask some other person who kind of barely knew me about me, I would hope they would do the same thing, because I know that I can come off to certain people certain ways. So with someone of importance and rank in your situation, Rico, in your scenario,
Yeah,
saying
in my
that to
scenario.
someone, saying someone of a subordinate, that would then create unrest in the ranks of sorts.
Would you say that it is grounds for the Uniform Code of Military Justice, also known as UCMJ?
So I don't know all of the articles. There's hundreds of them.
I'm not asking you to fucking quote one.
Oh,
I'm
no,
just
no,
saying.
I'm just saying I don't know all of them, but I'm sure it follows under one.
This is like, I'm just saying, for you civilians, this is a board right now. All right? I'm just saying, the last 5 minutes of this podcast has been a fucking board. I
I'm
feel
gonna
like
need you to sit at parade rest and shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
So,
I need to sit at the.
Cody Rhodes
Exactly.
reporting to the Rico of the board.
Get the fuck out of my board.
Hey, you fucked
Is that
up.
Four Loko on your breath?
Where's my Stetson? Where's my fancy hat?
I feel like this got complicated for no reason. I had to
It got
over.
complicated. It did.
Okay. fine.
I apologize if
All
I
right.
made it complicated.
Guess what? Here's where we're at.
So
I
where,
got it.
where were you trying to go? So a person of
I was
power over
trying
a certain group of
to
people then
address the General Milley VX
I knew where you were going.
against POTUS previous Donald J. Trump.
Yep.
And according to
Goodbye.
So the question,
Yeah.
I was trying to relate
Go
it
on.
into safe terms, but I guess now we're
I know.
here because I had to get right into it.
Just fucking send it, because I have my opinions about the general.
So I would start with nothing has been confirmed. POTUS current Joe Biden, he has said that he has utmost confidence in General Milley. The prior SecDef maybe said he had no idea about the call. Then a couple days later said, "Oh yeah, we totally talked about it." That's
I don't
Did you
drink,
go throw
but
up?
my fucking turn this time. Please continue.
Fucking administration.
So again, General Milley has not discussed this openly yet. He
Isn't he currently writing a book about it?
He probably is. They all do. So
Yep.
Switchies.
so we're at a point where we have unconfirmed reports. It's not really being addressed, so we can only talk about it hypothetically, which is not
Allegedly.
something. Yeah, allegedly, hypothetically.
Go ahead.
No one is more. I would say if this
The
situation,
spelling was even better in that
Yes.
ramble. The fact that it went complete gibberish in the end. Sorry, Rico, you were saying.
that's okay. What I would say in this scenario, allegedly, is that if this did take place where he told all of his counterparts to not listen to the then president of the United States, that is what they call treason.
Yes.
The call in itself, you can equate that to a very simple thing. If there is a
So isn't
fire
then
truck,
technically Article 25 treason?
did you go Google that? You gotta wait a second. If there's a fire truck, a police car, a fucking ambulance, and a postal vehicle at a four-way stop, who has the right of way? The postal vehicle, because the postal vehicle could be carrying a declaration of war. That is generally signed by the president. So that's again, it's pretty.
That is actually good fucking information I've never fucking heard before.
Please continue. Please continue.
So that is questionable that a general in the American Army would contact his counterpart, his opposite in the Chinese. What is Chinese Liberation Army? I don't know what the fuck they're called. The Chinese.
I don't
Army.
know what they call themselves.
So that's what I would say as a conversation starter for this. Please, anyone jump in on any one of the points that have been brought up.
So my point, and I got the numbers mixed up.
Numbers.
The 25th Amendment, the 25th, not the 52nd. The 25th Amendment, which is the to remove a president because you do not
Backwards.
believe in their. Yeah, the 25th.
Yes, it's the
Yeah,
20
that's
it's the
the
25th
22nd?
Amendment.
Yeah, it's the 25th
No,
Amendment,
I mean-
not the 52nd, like
Yes.
I said before.
The Democrats
Wouldn't
have been
that technically
screaming
be
about it for the
treason?
last 2 years.
Yeah, wouldn't that
No.
be treason because you're technically
No,
No,
it's not treason.
because it's an article, not hearsay.
No, look up, because I'm not saying it off the top of my head because I'm ignorant to it. Look up what
Article
actually
3.S4.
constitutes treason, and
The
it's
Beijing pandas,
totally.
I like it.
If you actually want to know what treason
Beijing
constitutes,
pandas.
look it up. Like I'm not gonna sit there and be like, it's because you didn't vote for Donald Trump. You know,
No.
like
This is not
Look up
a
what constitutes
it's because you didn't vote for Donald Trump thing. This is a person in a very significant position.
you
in our
have to
nation.
pose a direct threat to this country. Like if you
So
look
in-
up the definition of treason, it's super interesting. Actually, it's really interesting.
So in the
If you
fact
look
of
up the
General
definition
Milley,
of it, it's super interesting.
in the fact of General Milley, though, in the alleged statements that he said, right? I say
Yes.
alleged because it's not confirmed. He hasn't come out and said, I said
He
that.
will not be addressing it until the congressional hearing when he talks about the situation in Afghanistan. That is the appropriate location to discuss it, as according to the White House representatives.
But with the alleged statements, right?
Good luck, everybody.
You said that great. But But with the alleged statements, I don't feel like that's. I don't know. I guess that kind of would be treason to your question, Rico, but not really. I don't think so.
How do you feel about it? This is how you
because
feel about a situation.
He didn't feel confident about the president's capabilities, and so he was concerned as a leader of the armed forces to then create a contingency, but not necessarily a contingency, but a plan as if it did go badly, because he was concerned for the leader of basically him. So I don't feel like it's necessarily treason, but
it's not.
I mean, it's basically a statement of
treason.
the incapability of the person that it is. Because if any of my soldiers were like, hey, man, if Sergeant Rhodes tells you to fucking go do this, let's have a powwow and discuss this first, because I'm pretty sure it's a terrible fucking idea.
That's
right?
different.
That would then speak to my capabilities as a leader.
Correct.
Versus the treasonous acts or the dedication of my soldiers. If I apparently have done enough shit to make them doubt whatever decision I was about to fucking make. So, in a greater scale of someone who is in charge of all of the armed forces, this seems like a reasonable thing to look into as a true and or false statement per the person in question.
That's Cody's take. Firth, this is your time on the floor.
Oh, good.
Rico's the sober one today.
This is odd.
So first of all, Mark
I like
Milley
this tipsy-turny world we're in.
Mark Milley was not the first choice for the position that he is in right now. It was an Air Force general. Okay? And Trump said, no, I like his attitude. And he chose Milley. And everybody in the Army was like, yay, we won, because our guy got the front seat.
Even the dudes in the Army wanted fucking Mad Dog, though. But then he retired, but then he came back.
No. Mad Dog, James Mattis is done. All right? James Mattis left the Marines. He did what he needed to do. He was great, and he served us. Oh, my God. Him as SecDef was great. But he left. But Milley isn't SecDef. Here's a question. Can either of you tell me who
Mad
the
Dog
SecDef
was
is?
chief of staff, correct?
No.
No.
He wasn't.
I knew
What was
this. And
No.
Beforehand.
No.
it was Mark Esper, but it's not now.
Esper.
Is that correct?
He wasn't
No,
the Army
it is
chief of
not.
staff. I mean,
Oh, wait, yeah.
It's this Kane from WWE looking motherfucker who is the
Does he wear the
SecDef.
mask?
That like he plays the music and everything.
Lloyd Austin?
I'm telling.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
Oh no, that's who the SecDef. Oh, you want to start another podcast?
Yeah, he's an African
Let's
American.
stick where we're at on
Let's
this
talk about-
before we
Let's
tangent
talk
out.
about him.
No, sorry. So,
Okay.
real quick, just to cover, just for my recollection. Before he was the SecDef,
Lloyd Austin.
Mad Dog
talk about
Mattis
Lloyd
was
Austin.
the.
I'd rather talk about Steve Austin.
He was in the Army
Mattis-
chief of staff, but what was he?
Mattis
before
was
that?
was a 4-star Marine
Yeah.
general, and then who took the SecDef?
Was he just the chief of staff
SecDef.
of the Marines,
No.
or he was
He-
over all the armed forces?
James
right?
Mattis resigned. James Mattis resigned his military career because you can't be active in the military when you're the Secretary of Defense because it's a civilian job. Okay, and that's what James Mattis did. And then he worked with Trump for 6 months, and he went, "Oh, this guy's an insane person," and he was like, I can't do this anymore." Right? And it wasn't 6 months, obviously. It was like a year and a half. It was 2.5 years. Whatever.
Yeah.
Shut up, Republicans.
I've
And
never
he
heard those
resigned.
words out of your mouth.
And then he, I'm just speaking honestly. Like this is just me speaking honestly. And then he wrote
I
a
would
book and he
prefer
was like,
the Undertaker
this man's
if we're being for real.
this man's an insane person.
Okay, so
And
he wasn't chief of the Army. I thought he was, or chief of the
No.
Marines. Sorry, rather.
No.
I thought he was chief of the Marines.
And then from the book that I read is they wanted this Air Force guy to be the chief of what's it called, to be in charge of the military. I don't know what the position is called. It's whatever Milley
Chief of staff.
whatever Milley is carrying. right?
We should
And they
know
were
this.
like, "Oh,
We should all
were
know
like,
this.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I'm worried about my family and my soldiers. Okay, I don't give a
Grant,
shit what's
you
happening.
don't have to
50
apologize. You're a part of the show.
Oh, sorry. Were you mowing
You're
your
good to
fish
go.
tank?
Yeah.
So,
I don't-
first, do you remember
I'm-
the name of this book?
Uh,
Just out of curiosity
but-
for me, not for
Yes.
anyone in the show, but
it's
I'm
by
looking for
Bob
a new book.
Woodward. I think it's called Rage.
You know
Okay.
what you could
It's
do?
really good. It's really
is
good.
if
He interviews
you're-
Trump. He's a complete liberal, and he's a
If you're
Washington
trying to
DC
find
guy.
this book and you've never enjoyed Audible, you can check out our Amazon Associates link to Audible and
real
find
quick,
this book.
First of all,
So real quick,
So
with
first
his
of all,
little
hold on.
advertisement, Ready Player 1 and Ready Player 2 are
No.
fantastic on Audible.
What I did
I'm-
was topical.
Nope, I'm
I'm-
just going
I'm glad-
straight into it.
I'm
I
glad you
wanted
brought
to
it
bring
up.
the
Rico,
books up the whole show.
do we have like codes or something for Amazon that people can
Yes,
use?
all anybody that is interested. This week was a test, honestly. This week was I put equipment that all of us have used during the show in order to create what we do every week. So
So
if
is
you're
it gonna
interested in
pop up
doing something
during the
like
show?
that, no, it doesn't pop up during the show. It's actually just in the show notes on the posts on
Okay.
YouTube and Facebook. And really, if you're interested in doing something like this, this is equipment that we've used.
That we like.
And used like I didn't get any lighting because I had to move away from that because I was working on something else. But
Cheap is the best way to go.
cheap is the best way to go. But that said, we do have you're not. Listen, we don't ask anybody to pay for this show, but we're going to be putting out links because we enjoy doing the show. We're going to be putting out links, and if you feel like going off of things that we do, there's some Amazon associate links. You get it for regular price. We get a cutback. That's the spiel. It is what it is.
And as every show says, they don't promote anything they don't try or they don't
I'll
like.
promote anything.
And we're gonna
give a
do the
shit.
same thing.
I don't give a shit. If
Anything
we're
that-
involved with Amazon, they take all of my money. I pay for them for Audible. I pay
So
for them
for
for
myself-
my Kindle Unlimited shit.
So for myself, if it comes out of my mouth, I tried it. And I tried
Yes.
it because they gave it to me for free.
Oh, 1,000%.
Oh, yeah.
1,000%. That's why I keep referencing this Bob Woodward book. And I can't, for the life, remember
So I'm going to
what
read
it's
it
called.
because
It's
going
so
back
good.
to Audible, Audible is great. We've talked about it in the show before.
Yes.
I like listening to it when I cook or just when
We're
I
not even
drive.
sponsored. Go get
Yeah,
it.
no, we're not sponsored by
It's
Audible.
so
we are
good.
We are on Audible.
It's so
Yes,
funny. Like when
Go
you,
get a
when you-
subscription. It's so good.
a little inside baseball. Like I signed up for the Amazon Associates thing. Is like, and they like classify things as bounties. Like, hey, if you get people to come to Audible, this is a bounty. This is like double points or some shit like that. But I use Audible all the time, mostly for me to fall
I
asleep.
do too.
So I can't
I do-
listen
oh
to
my
it when I
God.
fall asleep because I'm afraid that I'll fall asleep and not remember where I'm at because
And you'll
concussions
miss
to
something.
the brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
I've been
agree.
kicked in the head too many times. I can't trust my own thoughts. Yeah, but I listen to it while I drive, and Rico suggested a while
So-
ago on a stream, Ready Player 1 and Ready Player 2, if you guys are interested in a book,
Read by
I
who?
highly suggest Ready Player 1 and Ready Player 2. Player 1 is great. Player 2 is a little slow to get off, but it hits it in the middle of the book.
Slow, but it was like this was different than the movie. This was like straight
It was
up like
great.
we talk
I'm
about
almost
fucking
pissed off.
internet
So-
fucking.
So real quick in the middle of the political talk, Rico, real fucking fast. Ready Player 1, in the middle of the book, I was so amped into the book. And Firth, you should listen to it as well because I actually honestly think it's a
You can
it's
find
a
it on
genre
Audible.
that you would
If you're
enjoy.
not subscribed, you can choose our
Okay.
link.
Because it's very 80s nostalgic. You would like it. But so in the middle of the book, I decided to watch the movie. And so I watched through the movie, and I enjoyed the movie
see
the
you,
first
Grant.
time I
I see
watched
you.
it. I really liked the movie. But after listening to half the book and then watching the movie, I was pissed off because the book was so much fucking better. And Will Wheaton is an amazing narrator and did such a
Really?
great fucking job. Oh, he did amazing.
We'll do an
Alright.
Audible cast at some point.
Oh,
Most
I am
most
a
narrators
huge
suck ass.
fan
Bro,
of Audible.
I don't
love
mean,
Audible.
I don't mean to just like dislodge this whole thing. But have
do
you
what you
This is
listened
do.
to
not
the
an
Sandman?
advertisement.
Have you listened to
Oh,
the
the
Sandman?
Sandman? I only
So
got
the Neil
halfway
Gaiman
through.
book.
I couldn't finish it.
There's so
I
much
couldn't
Neil
finish
Gaiman on
it.
Audible.
It's so good. Like
Is it good?
It is a fucking
We didn't
play
practice this. I'm
that you
sorry for the
listen
shill.
to.
No.
No, I don't
So-
give a shit.
So
We're
legitimately,
not being
first,
paid for
I am
this.
excited that you just brought up the Sandman because I started it because I'm a big comic book nerd as much as Rico, or not as much as
No,
Rico,
you're
but as
not.
well as Rico.
No, you're not. Do you have
No,
comic
not even
books
remotely close
on
to
your
Rico.
fucking body?
Pussy.
I have a random Lobo comic sitting right here next to me.
Lobos for fucking noobs.
God, stop it. Wolverine beat him.
It was at a thrift store. But either way,
You
so
did
I
it.
like comic books. Not as much as Rico. I would never make that claim. But I saw the
Go
Sandman,
ahead.
thought it was cool, started listening to it about halfway through, and I couldn't finish it. I couldn't do it.
You're an insane person. You're an insane person.
I agree with you.
The
I want to
aud-
go back to it.
The
But then Rico
audible
brought up Ready
version
Player One, and I was like,
of
that's
the
a great
Sandman
fucking idea.
is no. The audible version of the Sandman is so fucking good.
The fact that
and
they
Neil
have
Gaiman
multiple
does like
actors
the
playing voices is great.
It's so good. Oh, it's so good. It is a play. It is a play that you're listening to, and you just you think about it in front of you. Oh, and the second part's coming out. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Audible.
And ladies and gentlemen,
Amazon,
that point alone.
I swear to Christ, no, I am not done. I swear to God.
We didn't
Whoever
plan
took
this.
over
I
Bezos-
promise you. I just
Whoever
messaged
took
these
over
guys earlier and
Bezos'
said, "Hey, we're
place-
doing Amazon Associates now."
So, and I
Hey.
put us on Audible earlier this week.
It's
I put
so
us on
good.
Audible. And
So you can also get the
so
underqualified and overcompensated on
good.
Audible.
Yes.
You can.
Go
And so
go listen to
I,
us, and then go listen to the fucking Sandman. It was free for a little bit.
so it is. I don't know if it is still, but when I got it, it was. And personally, to end the
It's so
Audible
good.
talk, I love it because I drive 30 minutes a day to and from work.
Gross.
Right,
I
so
went
an
out for a
hour
5-minute
to and
drive.
from work.
That's nasty.
Shut up,
But
Rico,
also
you piece of shit.
driving
I am.
to the gym. But when I cook, if I'm not listening to the news while I'm cooking, I'll listen to Audible.
Mhm.
And so I'll blow through a book and like
We're not even getting
maybe-
paid for this. This is such a
No.
push.
I'm pushing it hard because I love it. I love reading, and I was so upset when I started, becoming a real fucking adult because I couldn't read as much as I used to. I would blow
Wait,
through
what?
a book in like 2 days.
That got
Like you
sad.
couldn't read?
You can't read.
No, I can't read now.
You can't
No,
read
so-
now.
No,
Did you
there's
lose your
an
ability
app.
to read?
I
yeah, there's an
understand
app
you
reading
grew
the
up
words
in
to
like
me.
a trailer, and now you're just
Yeah.
fulfilling that prophecy right there.
All right.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I'm a
I can
small.
read.
Yeah,
My
I'm just
dad
a
was a
small
country
time.
Okay,
musician.
I'm gonna take over for a second.
Yeah, I'm
Real-
just a
real
small
quick.
town crack baby. I can't read.
Just if you're with us for the first time, Rhodes can't read. We're gonna redirect you to our GoFundMe shortly. He can't fucking read. This is why Audible's
Still
so
here,
important.
You fuck.
Oh, what happened? I hit the exit solo. Yeah, this is the way it should be.
So
Rhodes
no,
can't
I
read
I was just trying to say that I don't have the time to read because now I'm an adult and I have things.
because he
to do.
drinks too much Four Loko.
I
He
drink
can't
way
fucking
too
read.
much Four
Yeah,
Loko.
that's what's happened. His brain's
As I'm
scrambled.
driving to work while shaving with my knees driving,
Uh-huh.
I'm
Great.
I'm
Great.
drinking
That
my
was
Four Loko
all a joke,
Yeah.
Andy. We
and
Nothing-
smoking a cigarette. No, Ramball, you think I know how to read? I know how to bullshit. There's a difference.
All right.
But either way, if you love to read when you were younger and you don't have the time now, go back to Audible. One of these days we'll be paid to say this shit.
I mean, we can be paid if you just sign up.
Either way.
Well,
So
I'll be splitting gift cards because I didn't feel
since we
comfortable
kind
putting
of
my bank account
splintered
in there.
off the main topic there, or the discussion we had first, did you have something to go along with that, or can we move on?
Rico, so explain this partnership
I forgot
we
what
have with
Rico
Amazon.
said.
Hit me.
Explain what we have going on with Amazon.
Oh, no,
Oh,
I just
We're
I just
sticking
I
with
just
Amazon.
discussed that.
Okay. Yeah, he already said that. He said
Okay,
we have a
just
little
just a
thing.
quick thing, guys. We put out. Listen, we're not trying to charge anybody for this stuff. However, right now we are testing. We're a part of the Amazon Associates program. We will be putting out things that we personally have tried, and if you're interested in that, you can click on our links. And yes, we do get a kickback. The price is not increased for you. It's just like anybody else. Try Raid Shadow Legends. We'll get there eventually. However,
Raid Shadow Legends.
however, we are doing Amazon
Not
Associates,
saying
and,
I
and
won't
this week,
do
honestly,
endless promos.
so this week, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, I put up stuff that we have personally used for the show in order to get out this content. In case you're interested in something like that, because we always want to add to our network. If you're listening to the show and you want to put out something like this but connected to us, this is what we use. So,
One thing that we mention on the show a lot is that Rico is a gearhead. Rico, when it comes, so if Rico is in the mood to start working on cars, Rico will buy a lot of unnecessary shit for his car.
I don't buy anything unnecessary. Let's fix that real
Yes,
quick.
you do.
Oh,
Yes, you do.
No. Rico has a point. Not unnecessary. They're all for a point.
They're all for a point.
But when Rico's with doing podcasting, Rico's a gearhead, so he likes to buy the best stuff that he can. And so Rico is the most equipped out of us, and he's probably the most knowledgeable out of anything that has to do computer-wise out of this group. Well, Firth doesn't know how to fucking access Facebook on his app.
He couldn't even turn on his
put my
laptop
phone
today.
On a thing. I'm pretty sure I burned it down.
I'm joking. I promise you I'm joking.
So with the stuff that we promote or that are in our descriptions, it's going to be stuff that we like and that we use.
Yes.
And if you are interested in doing your own podcast, if you have a thing that you want to do, because everyone always has something that they're passionate about and something that you want to talk about. First, I'll come to you in a second.
The Ninja Turtle down at the bottom, he has a statement.
If you have something that you're passionate about and you want to talk about, let us know. And we can branch out our Uno family.
Yes.
And we can do it because we would love to give you guys a thing. And through the last 2 years of us doing this, we've learned quite a bit. Even though our growth may not show, but we are trying there and we're getting there. And eventually this will be as big as we want it to be. Firth, continue.
I just want to say, we obviously just jerked off Audible.
We jerked off Audible so hard.
We really did.
In our opinion, it's so good though.
And I'm just wiping it out of my face. But I took it
No, you'll never get rid of it. You'll never wash it away.
No, you won't.
Here's the thing, y'all. We've been doing this for
forever.
We've been doing this for 2 years, and we love doing it. No one's asking you for money. No one's asking for. I listen to podcasts.
Firth still
and I
has
skip
an active
through the
MySpace.
ads. Exactly. Through the ads on whatever podcast I'm listening to. I want to keep doing this, but I also want to make this like a career. The three of us want to make this a career. Guess what a career means?
Either that or I'm going to start growing pot in Maine.
Nope, we're not Stephen King.
Hey, shut the fuck up, bro. That's my plan.
Legitimately, I looked up how to grow a pot in Maine. Just talking about it. Just real quick to the three of us. Please continue.
I was never a part of this podcast.
We want to make this our career. The three of us have talked about that. So
yes, we would love for this to be.
No one's asking you exactly. No one's asking you to buy anything, or no one's sitting there wasting your time right now.
We will never charge.
We love the fact that you guys watch us, or
Ramball on the
you
other
can't
hand
watch
is
us
asking
listen
for money.
to this.
He's poor.
Well,
Ramball, you flying planes, my guy.
Yeah,
you're doing fine. Shut the fuck up.
Take
You in the sky, fucking clouds and shit.
Are you kidding me? You know how
I'm playing
to fly
Flight
a
Simulator.
plane
You're actually playing Flight Activator. Let's go.
I'm playing Game Boy Color, bro.
You know how to fly a plane and you're brown. Go down to Columbia, pack that shit up, and bring it up here, okay? No one knows anything.
Yeah, it was right. Which, by the way, real quick, I just want to take the moment to, because we haven't done this before, to congratulate Ramball on his progression with his civilian life. Because many people get out, they don't know what to do in the civilian life out of the military. Ramball is doing the do and getting his pilot license, which is fucking. I commend you, my friend.
I dig that.
Yeah, we've had our contention through our time. Ramball was my soldier, and then he was my peer, and I commend you for achieving your dreams. That is fantastic. I can only wish to achieve as much as you have done, my fine sir.
That's super interesting, because when I think about flying, I think about unmanned flying. Unmanned
like drones
flying,
and stuff?
like
Obviously.
drones and stuff.
Oh,
Or birds.
right.
To
Like
get
birds,
to get us
unmanned
back
flying.
on, to get us slightly back on track. Thank you for the opportunity for a segue.
That was a rough one, but it was good.
That's
We needed to get away from sucking Amazon's dick.
But I will take it all. Please.
For Loco makes you
Rico.
weird.
Go ahead,
so,
Rico.
Loco makes me weird.
let's say I'm going to use another analogy, right?
Okay.
Let's say
You want
I
to
am
fly like
a,
a bird. You want to fly away. You don't know where your home is.
like a bird, you wanna fly
First, got it. Thank you, Vanessa.
No, I got
Carlton.
it.
Please
It like
continue.
immediately was. So let's say I'm not in the military. Let's say I am a
Mr. Rico.
civil servant. I am a cop. I'm a police officer. I go in and I just shoot a whole family or two by accident based on intel.
Nope. Multiplication, Dora. Okay, continue.
Hey, Swiper, can you please swipe roads away from this right now? This is not funny because this happened.
But your lead-in was not serious.
Your
Because it's a
lead-in was
lead-in.
terrible. Rico.
What do you mean?
Hey guys, I want to lead into a murder of multiple families. Let
On
me
one
make a
hand-
joke.
On one hand, the United States government murdered 2 families. On the
Allegedly.
other hand, they
No, they admitted to
Allegedly.
it. They admitted to it,
Alright,
actually.
okay.
Oh, did they finally?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm on
So
Twitter a
leading
lot
into
these
this,
days.
obviously, the segue is gone. So leading into this, the Biden administration,
Mhm.
President Biden and his administration said that they conducted an airstrike, even though we're not in the country
Yes.
of Afghanistan, on prominent ISIS-K members.
They wanted to do a fucking flex.
Yeah, they
Like,
want
hey,
to flex hard. They're like, we're not
we
in
lost
the country anymore.
Marines, and we're gonna flex, and we're gonna fuck somebody up.
Fucking
Oh,
America.
rock
We're fucking
hard,
America.
cock hard. Like,
America
let's
is
go.
like
Yeah.
the hardest of
We
cops.
have technology that
Oh,
these
so
motherfuckers
much.
don't even know about. You know what?
Mm.
We're gonna shoot.
Even though we just
missiles.
gave it to them.
Yeah. No. They look.
It's
at
gonna.
these helicopters,
All the
they don't
instructions
know
are
what they
English.
are.
It's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
You don't speak English.
Was that too much? Somebody hit the thing.
I don't have the thing.
You know what? You know what's gonna happen on Monday? Something's gonna show up, and they're gonna go, show me the TM, show me the TM, and PMCS this vehicle, and these fucking Taliban motherfuckers are gonna go.
Show
I
me
don't know what the
Taliban
fuck
motor
to do with this
pool
thing.
Monday. I want to see that.
I
But
want to see it.
It's a
You
bunch
know
of
what it
dudes
is?
fucking passed out from opium in the fucking back of a high back.
so what Rico was saying is the government, right? The U.S. government, they wanted to flex real hard and be like, we're not in Afghanistan
We lost
anymore.
Firth. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we lost Firth. It's fine. We want to flex real hard. We're not in Afghanistan, but we still have aerial presence. So we will take out those that threaten us the most.
Mhm.
And
We're gonna
they,
get those ISIS K guys.
yep,
At
we're going
least
to get 'em.
ISIS J.
And they hit them. They hit ISIS Element OP real fucking hard. And they told us at a press conference that they fucking nailed them.
Oh god, we fucking
and then
nailed
a
them.
4-star Marine general comes
Sorry
up
for
and
being
says,
Duke Nukem.
we didn't do that at fucking all. Rico, please continue this.
There's not a lot to it. We hit.
There's not a lot to it. We said we
Mm-hmm.
did something and we didn't do it at all.
Yeah,
Nope.
we hit Afghanistan civilians. They admitted to it. This is not us.
Oh, and this is not OPSEC and or privileged information.
Yes, no,
that we
this
may
is
or may not
already
found
all
out.
over
This
the
is
internet.
Purely from the news.
It's bad news bears.
Yeah, we
This
said we
is-
did
this
something,
is-
and we're like, "Hey, we did something good," and then someone who's super fucking
But
high
wasn't
ranked
it?
says,
No.
Nope.
Wasn't it super sketch? Like immediately.
As
like
soon as
me,
Jin Saki gets on the fucking podium, I'm like,
Oh,
"That's
Jen
super
Psaki,
sketch."
you're
She's
no-
so good at her job. She's
Yeah,
so
she
good.
has to be, or else she
She
would have been
looks-
fired already.
No, she's the best.
She looks at the
Trump
camera
went through
and
what,
just lies
6
to your
different
face.
fucking press secretaries? How many
She's
press
so good.
secretaries did Trump go through? Like 6?
I don't know.
Saki has been there
All I
from
know
the
is
beginning.
Kelly
Jen
McEnany
Psaki's
never
so
ran.
good.
Jen Psaki has
understand.
done great.
I
I
understand.
will not take that
Jen
from her. She has
Psaki
been a fantastic
is-
press secretary.
She
What a
is
shit
so
job to
good
have.
At what she does. Jen Psaki
I would have
just
quit
does- She
so long
just
ago.
says, whatever the Biden administration.
Actually,
and
you know
she
what?
sells it, man. She fucking
Real quick.
sells it.
Real quick improv, this would be me in Jin Saku's position at this point in time. Just, ladies and gentlemen, we bombed some shit. Jeffrey, what do you got?
What did Joe
fucking have it. Shut the fuck
Biden
up,
do
Jeffrey.
for this situation?
Joe Biden doesn't know what's going on.
Hey,
and I think we shot some brown people.
yeah, hey,
we're
Jeffrey,
gonna
how
have
about
to
you
circle
fucking,
back around that.
How about you fuck yourself, Jeffrey? Jen, what do you got? Fuck yourself. Cool.
Hey, you
Dude,
can see it
This
now.
is I'm a male, Jen. Tell me about Texas abortion. You've never had to endure anything like that, so shut the fuck up and know your
Yeah.
place.
I'm a woman, and I've never given birth myself, but it's a
We will
huge responsibility.
We will give props where props are due. Jen Psaki is doing great at her job.
She
is
has-
feeding constant
She's so
bullshit to
good.
the public.
Of the
She's
roughest
so good.
jobs in the fucking
I've
government
never
right
seen-
now.
I haven't seen a better press
I don't
secretary
agree with her.
since
I'm just
Clinton
saying.
Fucked a
Oh, no,
fucking
she's-
intern. Agree.
In the opinion of
agree
a
with
press
anything she says.
secretary. Yeah,
She's
that's the point.
So good.
In the opinion of a press secretary, just someone whose pure job is to just basically
Oh,
sweep your shit
And just
under a
steer
rug. Yeah,
this bullshit stream of just
This
being
woman-
like, hey, your boss doesn't remember what happened 4 hours earlier, right? And then she's just like, yeah, Joe Biden, the Biden administration, the Biden-Harris administration, they know exactly what they're doing. And if you disagree with us, you're a piece of shit and you're a neo-Nazi. That's the easiest thing I've ever seen. And the Washington Post and the New York Times is just like, if you disagree,
correct,
you're
Rambo.
a neo-Nazi.
How would I know? Every time I click on something from the New York Times, it tells me I have to subscribe.
And you get to read like the first little bit.
Bro.
I hate it. I look up a recipe and it tells me that there's
Why are you getting
4.5
recipes from the New York
thousand
Times?
reviews on this recipe, and I'm like, oh, it must be a good recipe. And then I click on it, and the New York Times says, "Subscribe, bitch, if you want to learn how to make hamburger
Give
helper."
me your
You know
money.
where you could get
Give
that?
me your
Audible
money.
from Amazon. Check our associate
How to make a
link.
recipe? They got
Click
cookbooks.
our links.
They got cookbooks. Fuck.
I'd be willing to say yes. They have.
They gotta
if-
have cookbooks, right?
If Guy Fieri would read me a cookbook,
Oh God.
I would just
If Guy Fieri would tell me how to
Are
go
you
to
kidding me?
Flavortown, that's how. Oh, I would listen to it for
I
hours.
just want him to go.
Flavortown.
I just want him to yell at me and be like, garlic, onions, flavor.
I want
count."
Guy Fieri to read me a food erotica. That's all I want.
Oh God! And then she started slicing the cucumbers. Oh,
Guy Fieri to read me Harry Potter books.
Oh my God, that'd be great. You know what?
Wingardium Leviosa.
Real quick, back to
Yeah,
the Audible thing.
exactly. With
As-
his
as much as
frosted
it-
tips.
So me and Rico have had this conversation that many Audible people don't have good narration, but I would read any book narrated by Christopher Walken.
That was your cue, you fucker. That was your cue. You know that was your cue.
Me?
That was 100%
Me?
your cue.
If I was
Any
just like,
book.
if I was,
Any
They call
book
me-
read by Christopher Walken.
hey, they call me Ishmael. I'm not sure.
Harry, you're a wizard. I can't do it. I can't.
Wizard.
No, no one's as good as
Harry.
Firth as at a fucking
You're a
You're a
wizard.
wizard, Harry.
Christopher Walken shit.
So,
Can you
you
imagine
so
Christopher Walken just bitch slapping Harry?
Reading Harry
especially his
Potter?
cousin? And he's just like, Harry, you're a wizard. Go to school. All right. Hey, fat boy with the pigtail. This isn't for you. All right. You're not involved in this. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Hey. Hey, fat uncle, sit down. Have a good time. I'm not saying you can't have.
My wife just walked in and looked at me like I'm a fucking idiot.
That's fair. That's fair. I just love.
So
Like-
back to
like
a somewhat
imagine-
serious conversation.
Imagine
Rico,
Christopher Walken.
What
selling
happened
anything.
with our unmanned birds?
I lost it with Christopher Walken, Christopher Firthkin over here, and
I can't
Ramball
continue.
saying Sir David Attenborough reads you erotica. I really don't know what we were talking about anymore. I feel like my gain got super high. Is it weird?
Talking,
Um,
so for the countless amount of people that are talking, for one, you're not commenting, which is an issue. Let us know that you're watching. So right now, all 27,000 of you, let us know what you think.
forgot a 0.
Hold on.
Oh,
hold on.
27 million people.
Is this our guest? Or is this our guest host, Christopher Walken, coming in right now? Hello.
I'm gonna deep fake Christopher Walken on your fucking face.
We're gonna have to come up
Chris.
with more things. Like I'm gonna have to do a Mark Wahlberg. Rico's gonna have
What
to
does
come
Mark
with like a Will
Wahlberg sound
Ferrell.
And he's like, hey, I'm 50 years old. I lift weights.
That's a bad. You're
That's a bad Wahlberg.
so
What do you
your
want him
Christopher
to sound
Walken
like?
is up here, and your fucking Mark Wahlberg is the complete opposite.
I've
Wahlberg
heard
sound
you
like
bet-
I'm trying to give it. I'm really
I've heard
good
you
at
do better
impersonation.
Jesus than Wahlberg.
No, it's not Jesus. Gary.
Jesus sounds like
Praise
Jesus
Gary.
sounds like stop whipping me. I don't want to be attached to this cross. That's what Jesus sounds like.
I'll allow it. I'm not gonna hit.
Please
Yeah,
do
you
not-
don't have to push the button. It's biblical. It's fine.
Please do
Rhodes
not
didn't
stick
share. We
this-
don't have to worry about his pastor this week.
Please don't. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I stopped going for my master in divinity a while ago, so we're good.
Don't stick this. Don't put this spear in me. Oh, I guess you did it anyway. I'm
Someone
sorry.
read the Bible. 3 crosses. Things.
Yay!
But- So real quick, just so that we can pretend like we actually bring some actual facts to this, the American
Like
government
Jesus was
did
murdered.
conduct an airstrike on which they believed to be
Yes.
high-ranking
We
ISIS
were
K. Which
Initially
what
told.
does the K
Oh,
fucking
no.
mean?
Oh,
I don't know
let's
if they
talk
ever
about
indicated.
We can't talk about that. We have been going on for way too long, and I want to talk about this naming.
And?
We
You
can't.
know what?
We can't right now. We've been going
Let's
on
give
for way
Firth the
too
floor.
long.
Firth.
First,
We're
please.
an hour and a half into this
Yes.
show.
Your point.
Okay.
I
We
can
have
cut
to
this.
wrap up.
Derailed by 4
We
locos.
have to wrap up
Firth,
soon.
go.
ISIS K
I
is
can
the
edit.
worst fucking name that you could
You're not
give
gonna.
to a fucking terrorist group. No, because guess what? It sounds like a
ISIS
cereal.
K sounds like a
It
terrible
sounds-
7-Eleven runoff.
Oh, I want. It's like. Would you like ISIS? No, thank you. Oh, would
No.
you like ISIS K? I love ISIS K in my morning. Oh, you just put milk in it. And it's awful.
A
I
little
just
bit of
love
suicide
dropping
bombing.
bombs in the toilet.
And then when you hear a fucking 99-year-old with fake teeth talk about ISIS K and his teeth flick against each other, are you fucking kidding me? And he talks about like, oh yeah, we got all the Americans out, but ISIS K did this, and it just clacks against each other. Oh, it just pissed everybody off.
So
It
Fox
should
News.
piss everybody off. You know who's over there in Afghanistan making a difference? Vets. Fucking special
Pineapple
ops
Express.
vets. That's who's getting people out of there. They're getting their friends out. That's what's happening. Like there are civilians getting Afghanistan civilians out of Afghanistan
Hold
because
on.
of this.
Birth. Real quick. ISIS Kids Bop.
Bop. Gonna blow up your house, pop. Put it up, boop.
fine
Blow
with
it
it.
up.
I didn't know there was
Awful.
a remix that I didn't have that I wanted.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Please, I'm sorry. The bop was just like, let's go.
Oh, it's perfect. You're correct, Firth. You're 100% right. It's
Embarrassing.
yes,
It is.
of course it is.
It's
The whole
embarrassing.
thing's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing
the fact
that
that
our
the government conducts an airstrike and goes, "We got important people," and then not only do they then come back and say, "Nope, we didn't do that at all." An
Probably
important
got
person,
copyright striked.
a very high-ranking individual, someone who has plus 30 years of service in the armed forces, comes
They
out and
just-
says, "Yeah, we fucked up. I apologize." Ooh.
Awkward.
About that, buddy.
It
That's
is-
not a
it
good
is-
fucking move.
It is
Like that-
embarrassing.
It
The
is,
way
it is
we left
absolutely
that
embarrassing.
country.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
No.
The whole thing since the pullout. to
Everyone
now.
is embarrassed. I don't care if you're straight out of AIT or basic training, or if you've been, you are embarrassed about the way
No, there's service members
that
right
this
now that want to
country-
go back just to redo it.
they should want to go back and give it
if I could have the floor
we'll
for
give it a
like 2
try.
seconds, let me
Rico,
say what I
do
gotta
you want to
say.
say?
It was never going to be good going out there.
No,
No.
of course.
Absolutely not.
Leaving that shit show.
Afghanistan's a
we
shit
came
show.
in,
It's a shit show.
we gave an entire generation of people. We were there, what,
Yep.
fucking 20 years?
20.
An entire generation of people a taste. You know, you go to Baskin Robbins in a shitty place, you still get a little bit of Baskin Robbins.
A little spoon,
Yep.
a little pink spoon.
That's what these
gave
people
them-
got.
And then we pulled out in a super weird way. And yeah, you can blame it on the previous administration because things were already put in place. But ultimately, when you're the person in the seat, it's your say about how things go.
So,
Yep.
Rico, as we come to close, a quick question to you.
Mhm.
So, with that previous statement, that pulling out it was not going to go well as possible. There was obviously better ways that they could have done it. You know, pulling the civilians and then the military. Obviously, there was not a scenario where a service member was not going to die in the process. That was going to happen.
I was convinced last plane out was going to be a fucking nightmare.
It was going to be a fucking dumpster fire.
And
what we thought.
last plane out went fine. We've got social media
Surprisingly
pictures.
so.
Oh, don't worry. We
But
got
did you-
Lieutenant Colonel so-and-so jumping on the plane with his rifle that he's never held before. Don't worry.
And
We
or
got
fired.
his picture. We got his picture. But never mind the 13 Marines. Yep, don't worry.
Yeah.
We got the
No,
perfect
no,
picture.
I
But don't worry.
honestly,
So my
I-
question
I
was to
totally
Rico
understand,
Go ahead.
and I'm with
Go ahead.
you.
Yeah.
No, I get that. But I was totally convinced a last plane out scenario was going to happen where
Like in a movie, your brain was thinking like a movie. Like the last plane out was going to go in a fiery inferno.
yes. And I thought about that for fucking days.
Mhm.
Bro.
I thought about
I
that
was
for
waiting.
fucking days.
Nope.
Listening to the
I'm
news
the-
while I
I'm
cooked
the
my
opposite.
dinner for my family, I was waiting to all of a sudden hear
I'm the
that
opposite.
the last plane out with the last 800 people went up in flames. I was
Shot
waiting
down.
for
Nope.
that.
They
But
want
Rico, so
us
do you-
out of there.
Yes,
They
of course.
do,
But so do you
But
think
they
that-
also
They
don't
want
give a
us
fuck
out
about
of there.
us.
They did
Why
it.
would they?
how much
Why
of a
would they give a
shit
fuck
show-
about us? Because they have. Sorry, government. They have China and Russia's backings. We cannot fucking touch them in any way.
So, but with that, do you think that even though we pulled out the way that we did, and there was obviously better ways to do it, right? Do I know which way
Yeah.
that was? No. Do I have
No.
inklings of how
It's
to do it? Of course,
armchair.
right? It is armchair
Generally.
quarterback type shit.
Yeah, it's
But
a Monday morning
do you
quarterbacking. Yeah.
That obviously there was no way to pull out, but do you think that if we would have stayed there longer, it would have fixed it? Because as we said before,
No.
this was
Nothing-
a Baskin Robbins spoon tasteful of
No.
freedom that we
I
had.
think
Do you think
all
anything
three of
ever would
us-
have changed if we would have stayed there for another
No.
25, 10
No.
years?
Definitely
No.
not.
No.
All three of
What we
us
needed
So
to
there was
do
no
was
that
get.
resolution to pulling out. Like it would have been like this either way.
We needed to get people out that couldn't protect themselves
Of course.
first. Fuck it.
Mhm.
RCP me.
Is that what happened?
No.
that's definitely
Why
not what
take
happened.
out 25?
Yeah, that was a setup. That was a scoop.
Yeah, why take 2,500 of your soldiers out first? Take all of the last little 2,500 of your soldiers that you have there, take them out first, and then be like, oh, fuck, we forgot the diplomats at the embassy. And then have the
sucks.
audacity to say that there will not be a repeat of Saigon, pulling them
Yep.
out with helicopters,
Fuck,
and
man.
then repeat
And then it looks,
Saigon by pulling them out by helicopter.
bro, it was worse than Saigon because people in
It was.
Saigon weren't falling off helicopters into the ocean.
So what I read was there was a man that was at Saigon, and he was in Afghanistan, at the pullout at the same embassy. So he was inside.
Well, that's just the
pullout.
unluckiest man in the world.
That dude
All right.
really needs
That
to
man's
make
like,
better choices.
I was
That
trying to
man's
get out
fucked.
of Vietnam, and 40
Yeah.
years later, I was in Afghanistan, and I don't know
Dude.
what I was doing in between those.
What
two.
the
that
fuck
man's
are you
fucked.
doing in
He
your life?
picked the wrong career for 60
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
He's like,
Nostrovia.
you know what? Vietnam, it was too hot. It was very humid. I'm going to the desert. What's the most desert? Afghanistan. I'm gonna go there. You know?
Yeah.
There's
Warranted.
opportunity.
I can't quite remember at this time if the man was there or if he was just recollecting on when he was pulled out of Saigon, but he was saying that it was very similar situations. The fact that he was pulled out of Saigon at that time and that the instance in Afghanistan was much worse because at least the situation in Saigon was pre-planned. And that's just, we've talked about it previously on the show. Obviously, we're not going to hit it to death. We're coming to the end.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we are.
it was a shit show. And it's just, we try not to talk shit about the administration, of course.
And we're not.
But
We
there are, and we're not talking shit. We're voicing our opinions and our viewpoints. But there are obviously things stacking up that are leading to a certain opinion and a certain statement of facts, right? That we cannot or can say. But there's a lot of shit going on in the past, 9 months?
I'm gonna like close up on one note, okay?
Please.
We
'Cause I'll go in a circle till we tie. So
it's fine. I know where you want to go, and I totally understand. Those of us in
Ramball,
uniform-
however, can say whatever the fuck he wants.
we can. Those of us in uniform, whether you knew what you were signing up for or not, you did sign up for, at any point, a shitty situation. And it sucks. It fucking sucks for everyone that we've lost. We went into a situation, we gave these people a taste of freedom. We left in a really fucking shitty way.
I wouldn't say the worst way, but one of the worst
Right.
ways.
It's
we could
still
Hold on.
shitty.
Just yeah.
We left in a shitty way. And I talked about it last week where I've talked to kids that are here because I'm stationed in a blissful place, and they're for so much loss to see the happiness of those that were able to make it over. It's something to fucking think about, but the loss, it's still loss.
So,
Yep.
with that, Rico, one thing that has always surprised me is the lack of compassion and or outward thought for other people in the world in this country, right? So to bring this back to the very first topic, the Met Gala with AOC going to it, saying tax the rich. Someone who paid $30,000 for a ticket wearing a
Allegedly.
couple $1,000 worth dress.
She didn't pay for it.
Saying
That's
no, she didn't pay for it. It was donated, but that dress is definitely worth a couple $1,000. Saying something towards that when there's people in those countries that we've just pulled out from that need healthcare and education and infrastructure, and sadly, even though we could be there for the next 80 years, we would never be able to provide that because at this point in time, from my standpoint in this little red chair in this room,
I have a red
that's
shirt too. I
not-
just covered it.
yeah, right? That's not, I blend in. It's not able to be provided. And sadly, it can't be. As much as we would like to provide, and sadly, a lot of the people that are in power in this country don't want to provide it to them. They want to provide padding to their pockets, and they want to tax the people that they do, and they want to put restrictions on you and us and everyone else, and they don't want to provide better wealth and life for those that they represent and those that they don't represent. And I think the number one thing that would fix everything in the world is compassion.
Of course.
A little bit of compassion and empathy to those people that are around us. The man that you drive by on the road, the person that you see in the distance, just stopping to help someone on the side of the road or open the door for someone, that compassion can save a life and impact a life. And not only impact someone across the world on the other side of the ocean. And so, with that, I ask in our final few minutes on the show that you have compassion for your fellow man, whether they're American, Iranian, Afghanistan, German, or Swedish. That you have compassion for that person, because compassion is what will change this world. A lack of compassion is what breaks it down and leads to bombings and attacks and gunfire. And the least that I have to do my goddamn job is what makes the world better. Because the more blood that I have to get on my hands, which is very little at this point, is what's important. And the amount of blood that has been shed so far has been appalling.
Understood. Firth, close us out. This is it. Wrap us.
I feel like a lack of compassion. I think that's great. Honestly, compassion and a lack of compassion has the exact opposite. Is people get angry and people get mean, and don't. Like we exist on the internet, and the internet is mean, and it says dumb shit. Stop it. And I think that
podcast lives on dumb shit.
We agreed. Like our entire podcast is about like talking shit and all
as serious stuff. As my last speech would have been, he's correct.
We make fun of people and we do that, but at the end of the day, it's like, hey, if you saw AOC and she was getting like mugged, would you save her? Fuck yeah!
Yes, of course.
Fuck yeah! You'd punch that bugger in the fucking face.
Ideals are not worth more than helping someone.
Unless I was walking the street and recognized the reincarnation of Adolf Hitler, I'm going to help that person.
Shut up, Four Locos.
Politics.
It's Angry Origins now. Four Locos long gone.
Politics should not define you. Everybody needs to stop letting politics define them. I have a problem with this person, right? She showed up in this dress at this very rich gala. Maybe we should shine a spotlight on that. Let's make fun of it. At the end of the day, she's a person.
Yeah, your humanity is still intact.
Let's take care of each other.
That's an amazing point. She is a person. She's doing what she thinks is the best.
100%. She thinks she's doing. Yep.
Anybody may not fucking agree with it.
Yep.
But she's just trying to make the world a better place.
Well, good for her.
I don't agree with her. That encompasses this whole
exactly.
Show.
I'm with you. I don't agree with her.
Yeah. It's something that encompasses the whole show, though. From the very beginning, we all have different viewpoints on different things, and we all view differently on different politicians. But our main point from the beginning of the show was to bring different lights and different opinions to a point. And we may not agree with this politician and or the president or whoever the next president may be. But even though we in the past may have talked about prior and or current presidents and or representatives at the time, we have always expressed a compassion and understanding for what they were doing.
I would like to think so.
Yes, even Firth, and we have caught him on video saying, I don't agree with this person, but I understand what their fucking point is.
I'm trying. I tweet POTUS like every other day. I'm trying.
Do you really? I don't follow you on Twitter. I don't look at Twitter.
You don't follow underqualified and something or other?
I don't look at Twitter. I need to more.
You actually shouldn't go on Twitter because Twitter's a fucking wasteland. It's worse than fucking 4chan. It's worse than fucking...
Worse than 4chan. 4chan was the worst ever.
4chan got shut down. It literally got shut down.
Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore.
But Twitter has too much responsibility, too much clout.
Jack Dorsey is sitting in front of Congress just being like, oh no, what we're doing is important. And it's just a bunch of fucking fat nerds
Out of
yelling at
the
each
three of
other.
us, who has heard of Jack Dorsey?
I have.
So
First,
at a 1 to 3 ratio,
I did a fake truffle.
Do you not
Everyone-
know who Jack Dorsey is?
yes,
No,
everyone
I did a
else has
fake,
heard
like,
more
shoulder
of
shrug.
Zuck, of fucking Tom from MySpace,
Oh, Tom from MySpace.
First of
compared
all,
to fucking Jack
Zuck?
Dorsey. On that note,
Have you read? We're gonna get into this. Wrapping up.
fuck.
Okay. Have you
We don't have
read
the
what's
time.
happening with Zuck? Oh my god. Get ready
We will
for
get
the next
into it
episode.
next show.
Get ready for the next episode. Because Zuck
So,
doesn't give a fuck. Okay?
oh no,
That's
Zuck
what
Zuck don't give a fuck.
The title,
Check out our Amazon
the title
affiliate
of the
links.
Next episode is
No.
Zuck doesn't give a fuck. Do you understand
ladies
me?
and gentlemen, as always, Zuckerberg doesn't give a fuckaberg about
Zuck
what
don't
you
fuck.
do. Yeah, no, Zuck don't fuck.
I don't give a shit.
We are
Good for him.
currently Amazon affiliates, so check out our descriptions below
You can
to
find
see the
us
items that
anyway.
we use
Support
every
us.
day.
I just
And
want you to
Rico,
support
do
us.
we have a promo code yet or no?
We don't have a promo code.
Okay.
It's just if you, again, I'll say it again. This week was a full-on test. It's everything that we have used personally in this show
Yes.
to put out the content that we want to put out. So you can go from like opening to mid. We're not high end. I don't have a Shure SM7B. I've got a Rode Pod mic. It was $100. I have a Wave XLR. It's like 150. I started with a BM fucking or NW800 and
Yeah.
a fucking Neewer, whatever the
Go
fuck.
back,
been
go
recording
back
on
and
this
watch our
for a hot
original
minute.
shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
go
I've been
back and
recording
watch our
on this.
original shit. Yep.
What is
Yeah.
that a lighter? Are you recording on a
Yep.
lighter? Okay. That said, we would like to put out more content. We would like to
Yes.
engage in an audience, and if you're
And
this
of course,
week's-
making money makes that easier.
yes, and this week's links are if you're watching this show and you're following what we do and you want to engage, but you don't know how to do it. These are the things we started out with or ended up with.
Yep.
Time to date, and this is where we're at. Just
And-
join us, and we're gonna go forward.
And if you're interested in doing your own show, if you have a topic that you're passionate about and you feel like you can speak well about on the internet or unwell about it,
It don't
you have
matter
a
if you
topic
speak
that
good or
don't
not.
fucking know shit
It doesn't
about,
stop
right?
us.
Yeah, if you have a topic that you don't know shit about, like us, that you want to speak to people about on the
I know more
internet,
than him.
let us know, and we will let you know how to start it, how to do it, and we will link you up with us, and we can do this together. We
We're here for a
appreciate
voice.
everyone who has watched the show and who constantly support us. You guys are fantastic. As
Amazing.
always, we are on Audible, which is the biggest thing as of recently because I'm surprised they approved us. We were
I
on
was surprised too. I
Spotify.
feel like I signed up for Amazon Associates before, and they were like, "Nah, bro." And this
So-
week they let me through.
So Spotify and everything else, you just add the RSS feed and it just lets you in. Audible
like
actually
us.
does a review
Yep.
of it, right? And so I was super surprised that Audible let us on because out of all of their podcast options that I have obviously looked at because I listen to a lot of podcasts and Audible books, I was surprised they let us through. So we are on Audible, we are on Spotify, we are
We're
on
everywhere.
fucking
Just Google
TuneIn.
We're
We
everywhere.
are on everything, right? And if you guys are interested in doing your show, let us know.
Love
If
you,
you're not
Kenny.
interested in doing your show and you want to watch us and listen to us, let us know. If you want to be on the show, let
Here's
us
how you
know. If
engage
you
with
love
the
us,
show.
let us fucking know.
If you don't want to be a face on a screen, just comment, and we will highlight you.
One thing that we want to start
All
doing
right.
that we've always wanted to start doing once we have time is to have more guests, actual guests that kind of know things whatsoever. So we are going to provide that to you. We appreciate you guys watching as always. We love all of you. You guys have been fantastic. Our whole Uno family, Kenny, fucking Ramball, Ryder, of course, the almighty Grant, who is a ever constant
Grant's a-
thought in my wet dreams. You are a beautiful man.
If we could
and I
reach out
love
to
you.
Cellar to get like one picture where we add Grant's face, just in case, that'd be great.
Just in the bottom, like left, like
Just
top
in
right hand
case.
corner in the distance, just looking at us. But
Check out Cell
all
Art.
of you guys have been
We've got links on our
fantastic. We
page.
love all you guys. A special shout out to Chacon, who commented to us, and Pills in Ibiza on Twitch. We love you guys. You guys
Chacon's
are
my
great.
guy.
If you're still watching,
I love that.
let
dude.
us check us out on Facebook. That's where we primarily air, and as of course we are on
That's how
every
we're on,
streaming platform we are. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Today was a long episode, but
It was.
Yep.
Longer
I'm
than
on
normal.
Four Loco, so go fuck yourself.
Rhodes will never have 4 Locos again.
That's a false
Goodbye.
statement.